of the population does not read any books. People pursuing personal development end up reading a lot. How can you really get started reading at a good pace? One that makes you read at least one book a week. Hello, how are you? Today, we're going to look at 3 proven methods for getting you to read at least one book every week. Despite the fact that reading a book a week seems daunting, it seems like it should be impossible. But if we think about it, a non-fiction book has about 200 pages. And how much time would it take to read all that? 10 hours? 20 hours? It takes about 5 hours to read that many pages. So you can beat that goal if you use only 45 minutes of your day to read. How often do you read books or maybe listen to audiobooks? Write below in the comments section. The first method is to divide your goal into 2. You will be more effective if you say you will read only 1 or 2 chapters a day, rather than saying you will read a book every day, since your brain won't see reading as a huge obstacle to overcome, but instead see it as something enjoyable that doesn't take more than 1 hour per day. The second method I want to teach here, which applies not only to books, but also to any goal in life, is to value your words. When people buy books that appeal to them, they say to themselves, "I'll read it in the next few weeks." But then the books end up on the shelf, never to be touched again. People say that long ago, there were no contracts, and they used the power of the word to close agreements. That may be what you need. Put the time and place on a piece of paper if you wish to make a contract with yourself. In this way, you will be firm in your commitment. And just as you won't miss a doctor's appointment or a job interview, you won't miss this one either. You need to keep your commitments to the person who matters most to you, and you must value your words. The last method of reading a book a week is to unite deeds and rewards. In behavioral psychology, it has been shown to be effective to pair a task with a hobby you really like. You can, for example, schedule the reading of 1 or 2 chapters of a TV show or YouTube channel for the moment before watching it, which is a reward for your daily efforts if you really enjoy it. When you do this, you feel pleasure even for tasks that you aren't so motivated to do. The brain begins to associate the 2 activities with one another over time, so you feel pleasure even for tasks you're not so motivated to accomplish. It is important to note that these 3 methods were taught separately, but when combined, they are more effective. In this instance, I will read the next chapter of the book after lunch or dinner, and for each chapter I read, I can play the game I like best for 30 minutes. If you try this, you'll read a lot more books than you're used to.